What's going on, fam? It's your boy back at it again. If you guys are realizing that I'm not at my actual location, you guys are correct because I'm not. I'm not at my actual location. If you guys can hear my audio just fine, do me a favor and give me the thumbs up in the chat, and let's get this thing going, man. Because your boy's on vacation. I'm officially on vacation, so like I had to, get the green light. I had to get the green light from the wifey to say, yo, you cool with this? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm on vacation, but it's my vacation too. You know what I'm saying? So I get to do what I want to do. So here we are, live and direct from one of my. Remember I told you guys I'm not an outdoorsy person. Well, here I am at my man's cottage. My man had a cottage, and he's like, yo, you know what? Y'all can have it for a few days. You take the family out there. You do what you do, and away we are. So your outdoorsy guy is out here doing it. Anyway, let's get to it, man. There's not a whole lot to waste time on. Some news today. Few things, several things that I want to touch on. One is, by the way, salute to everybody tuned in. Let me do me a favor when you guys get in here, smash the like. If you have not shared it, go ahead and share that, repost that, retweet that. You know what to do. You already know what it is. All right. So let's get right into it. So Sean McDermott had a few things to say about the state of the Bills right now and his level of concern. And his level of concern seems to be, it's certainly not low. It's certainly not low. He shared his concern after the Bears game, and his concern seems to be steady. It seems to be, you know what I'm saying, more specifically in two position groups. Not even two position groups. There were several things that he shared today in his press conference that had you kind of like, all right, we can chalk certain things up to a bad game and chalk certain things up to, man, maybe we woofed on certain positions and certain people. And it has people wondering. It has to have people wondering. So one of the position groups that they wanted to touch on was the safety room. And let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it real. The last few days, actually the last week and a half, the noise surrounding the safety room is getting louder. And after that Bears game, it's screaming. It is absolutely screaming. And for those that are saying, don't worry about it, it ain't a big deal. It is. When your coach is telling you he's concerned about it, when Coach McDermott is not one to kind of like, reveal too much. You know what I'm saying? He might just say, hey, we got to go look at the film, but never throw anything under the bus or never really reveal anything. Yo, there was no mincing his words. There was no mincing of words whatsoever. So he was like, yeah, I'm concerned and we have a problem. And everything I told you guys on Saturday, was it Sunday? Sunday night after the game, he was echoing. And the first thing I was telling you guys about that safety room is, fam, we got one safety. And for those that aren't concerned, need to be concerned, because the safety that's going to be lining up next to T-Rap was on full display for the world to see. By the way, that preseason game against the Bears got 5.1 million views. One of one of the highest rated, viewed preseason games. So the whole world saw our bum asses out there looking a fool. So I bring this up because if coach is talking about, hey man, we got one safety, and the one safety that we do have has experience, has started in this league before, has tasted success, and now we got a late round safety that we drafted a few years ago in DeMar Hamlin. We got a free agent safety, Defoe is what they call him, or coach called him Defoe. Get rid of that nickname. Defoe hasn't done enough to really, put himself on the map. And then you got Cole Bishop, the second round draft pick, is just not up to par yet. Fam, we get it. Your rookie season, You took your lumps. You got some playing time. You're going into year 2 now in the same system with the same coach, all that good stuff, and you're not ready yet. Yeah, but he's been banged up. He's been injured. He's been this, that, and the third. Fam, mental reps. What happened to the mental reps? I get it. You want to physically be in there, but like, yo, are we taking the mental reps? Are we taking enough mental reps here? So problematic? Yes, indeed. And by the way, my man P Money says, should have drafted a safety first round. We should have drafted a safety. It's funny that my man Pierre says that because he decided to go, and he loves to do this. He likes to go into the archives and say, told you so. And he picked out the last 3-4 drafts, mock drafts that we've done. And this previous one, he had safety going into the first round. Now, the safety name, I think he wanted, who did he want? The safety out of Penn State, right? And that didn't work out. It didn't work out whatsoever. And we ended up going a whole different direction. But the safety room was something that we needed to address. In my mock, I had us going safety late in the 5th. And it was Billy Bowman. And Billy Bowman is doing well right now. So we could have used a safety, a young, spry safety, but we decided let's draft our players, let's develop our players, and you know what I'm saying? And let's retain our players. Listen, man, staying with the safety room, it's problematic because if the Bears were able to exploit our defensive safeties, what do you think Lamar Jackson is going to do to our safeties with Mark Andrews, with Rashad Bateman? You know what I'm saying? If they've fallen for play action, fam, we're in absolute trouble. You cannot put the pressure on the DBs, the corners to lock down, and you guys ain't holding down your own. So do we have a problem at the safety position? Yes. Are we going to address it? That's the question. We could talk about all the issues that we have at the safety position, but are you going to address it, and how? Are you going to we already know what we have in DeMar Hamlin. We know. We've read the book multiple times. We put the book down. We've picked it back up again. We've read the book. We know it by heart. We know what we have in that book. We can put that on the shelf. Real talk. You know, we donate that. Donate the book. You know what I'm saying? Put it, you know how people, certain people have these posts that are outside their homes and they have a whole bunch of books in there. Yo, throw that DeMar Hamlin book in that book and put it there. Somebody will pick them up. Somebody will pick them up. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. We have them as depth, but doesn't that scare you that is our depth? One takes one injury, and then you have that liability. And it doesn't seem like he's taking the reins. Like you would think that going into, you know what I'm saying, another year in the same system that, you know, you'd have everything down pat. You'd be the guy that, you know, we can lean on. Heck no. And we're talking about DeMar Hamlin here. So I'm not even trying to hate too much on that because we already know what we have in DeMar Hamlin. Like they brought him back just saying you're going to be brought back on the cheap. And if we need you, we've seen you start before. So we have no problems. But Cole Bishop is the issue. Second round draft pick. Got hurt a little bit. We get it. It's cool. Get some time in during the year last year. Moments he looked all right. Moments he looked like he belongs. Then you go into this year having high hopes for him, and he's still not up to par. Here we go again. Now, here's the deal. I saw something online today that said, boy, were we lucky to have Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde in our backfield. Man, were we ever lucky. We were lucky. And I'll tell you this. I'm going to tell you this. Before we talk about how we were lucky and what we have now and what we had then, let's not forget. Let's go with my man Hyde. Okay. When Hyde was with the Green Bay Packers, it wasn't like he was some scrub with Green Bay. Micah could play. And they grossly misread what he could do because they let that brother walk. And the fact that we were able to bring him onto the Bills was a big signing. At the time, it was a pretty big signing for that type of player. I think we signed him, if I remember correctly, it was like a 5-year, $35 million deal. Something like that. Something crazy, right? but at least we knew what we had in him. We knew he was coming in as a top-notch player, like a good player. Elite, we weren't sure, but good, yes. Jordan Poyer had to take his licks elsewhere. And then once these two came in together, they worked with one another. We got lucky and fortunate to have those two for the length of time that we had these guys. So I'm not saying that people are saying, man, are we missing a lot? But there's a lack of experience. DeMar Hamlin, lack of experience, and Cole Bishop. Experience in this league, T-Rap, and you see the results. He can play. He's a difference maker. The other guys don't have experience. They don't have it like that. So if we're expecting what we had then to what we have now, it's not the same. It's not the same. So there's a level of grace that we have to give up to these guys. But then there's what you see with your eyes. What we saw with our eyes was like, I don't know. Because there's some guys where you're like, okay, I can see some screw ups, but I can see that we've got something here, right? Case in point, Hancock. There were some moments where he's like, ooh, he looks like a rookie. And there were some moments where you're like, yo, this guy could do it. I can see why people are excited about Jordan Hancock. Of like, yo, we should start pushing him there. But coach is like, he ain't ready. He ain't ready. Okay. But what we saw on film told us that, okay, we got something there. When you look at all the other guys, you're like, wow. Well, really? Is that what we're rocking with? So it's hard for us as Bills fans to go into this saying we got hope, and when coach is telling us, bro, this guy is hurt, mental reps this and mental reps that, and we're not sure. DeMar Hamlin is Hamlin, and Defoe, we'll see what Defoe can do. Like, that's not encouraging. I guess what I'm trying to get to is what coach is telling us, he's being real, and it's not encouraging. It's not at all encouraging. My man P Money says, yo, the issue with Bishop is only that he hasn't flashed. I'm all for developing, but show me something to latch onto. That's exactly my point. Hancock, at least, I hate saying that brother's name, man, but Hancock, at least he showed you something you can say, okay, I see something. I see something. I like it. We could develop something like that. But where have you seen that one Cole Bishop play? Can honestly be real with y'all. What's that one play that Cole Bishop had you say, okay, there's something there. There's something there with that Cole Bishop. I can't remember any play that Cole Bishop made that I was like, okay, I can see why we dropped him in the second round. Fam, no. We got a problem with that safety room, and my man has to address it quickly. He has to address it quickly, because if he doesn't, we go into the season with T-Rap and question mark, or we're going to just go back and forth to see who gets it. Are you kidding me? We need two generals back there when you see something, I know what you saw, and I can now adjust accordingly. But if we're reading two different plays and doing two different actions, bro, you are in for a long season. And if people were asking for McDermott to be fired then, boy, if he doesn't rectify that, him and his boy Brandon Beane don't rectify that now, yo, I could hear the rumblings into the season if it doesn't get rectified. So it has to be rectified. That safety room is something to be concerned about. I don't want to hear preseason this and preseason that. Everybody calm down. Fight me. You know what I'm saying? Put your dukes up. Fight me on it. I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? You're too emotional about this. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. You know what I'm saying? It's passion. And when you see how good this team could freaking be, and we sitting here bullshitting with that damn safety room, we got a problem. We got a problem. Yo, Laura says, yo, East to Miss. This listening closely. Yeah, listen, man. Listen closely, baby. Listen closely. Listen. Can we call Ed Reed? Bro, I bet you if Ed Reed strapped him up, he might be all right for us, man. But in all honesty, I'm all for developing players, because if we moved on from players too soon, we wouldn't have guys that, you know what I'm saying, that are looking good on this roster right now. We wouldn't have a Milano. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have a Bernard if we didn't develop these guys. We wouldn't have a Benford, you know what I'm saying, moving on from guys. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have a Spencer Brown. Spencer Brown's rookie season was god-awful, but we wouldn't have that. So I'm all for developing the players and seeing it through. But fam, sometimes you got to see and check your losses. Sometimes you got to look and see if this is a loss. And this points me back to Brandon Beane. Now, I got to say, if you look at the 2024 draft class, and I saw this being pointed out today, and you know what? I'm fully on board with people's frustration with Brandon Beane's 2024 draft class. I know it's soon, or some might say it's too soon to be discussing draft classes. You got to wait 3 years before you know this, that, and the third, and so on and so forth. We get all that. But when I go back and take a look at the 2024 draft class, let me just share my screen, because sometimes the visuals are good, right? Don't you guys like a good old visual? So let me post something for y'all. Let me see 2024 Bills draft class. Sometimes a visual is excellent for just to give you an idea of what we're working with in terms of what Brandon Beane, Brandon Beane decided to, put on the board for us. Perfect. Let me see that. Let me click that here, click that there. Oh yeah, this is perfect. All right, let me share my screen real quick for my folks, for my kinfolk, and let's get to it. So the 2024 draft class, I know you guys have seen it before, but we're gonna look at it again. So let me share my screen nice and wide. Ooh, don't you like that? It's a great visual. All right, here we go. When I look at this draft class, I gotta lean back for this one. Let me take a sip. I'm on vacation, folks, so I'm allowed to sip a little something. If you're wondering what's in my cup, I'll tell you guys in a second. Anyway, Keon Coleman, I think we've seen flashes last year, enough for us to latch on to what Keon Coleman is capable of doing. And we're seeing good things and hearing good things from Keon Coleman. And I can only see this going up. That's one. Cole Bishop, flatline. I'm not saying it's a dead, but I don't see it rising up. I just see it doing this and more this way. And call me out if I'm wrong, right? Cole Bishop ain't saying much right now. Okay, Dwayne Carter, I fellas, if not for Larry Ogunjobi and Michael Hoyt being suspended 6 games, I would not be surprised if Dwayne Carter was released, and it still could happen now. He has been inefficient. Mans was going up against the second team and third team of the Chicago Bears and still was just not flashing enough for me. And truth be told, I think in the snaps that I've seen from Dwayne Carter with my own eyes, 3 plays I've ever seen him, maybe 4 plays I've seen this guy flash. But oh, there's Dwayne Carter. Have not seen much, and I hate to see it because I wanted big things out of this guy, but not showing me anything, to the point where we drafted Deion Walker and we drafted TJ Sanders. Fam, you draft 2 of them and you're bringing Larry Ogunjobi and you have Michael Hoyt. Tell me that's not indicative of what we may not have in Dwayne Carter. Let me keep pushing, because now I'm starting to get a little annoyed a little bit when I'm looking at this list. Ray Davis, you guys know already, I love Ray Davis as my guy. However, I have to be a realist. I can't be sitting here, like the young kids say, glazing over my guy Ray Davis. I'm still a big fan of Ray Davis. But these two games that I saw from preseason, I was like, yo, who we got a running back? Who else we got a running back? Frank Gore was running his ass off. Frank Gore was looking good. Now against the second and third team, which I totally get, and going up against that defensive front from the Bears ain't no joke, and nor were the Giants. But I needed to see more out of my guy Ray Davis. So Ray Davis, a 4th-round draft pick at running back, not a whole lot can be said. Cedric Van Pran Granger, that's a depth piece. We'll see how that all plays out in the next coming years, right? He should be your center taking over from a government or a guard. We'll see how that goes, right? Eddie Olufushio, fam, you're probably as good as gone this year. To be honest with you, you brought in Thompson, Shaq Thompson. You got Buffalo Joe, that's pretty much entrenched in that position. They got rid of Balen Spector. See you later. And you got your two big dogs. Eddie Olufushio, if not for potentially him trying to make the team for special teams reasons, bro, he could be gone. He could be gone, right? Javon Solomon, I need to see a little bit more from Javon Solomon. I see some spark out of him. I see some good things, but the depth on this defensive line is heavy. So we're still the I've seen good things out of him, but not great. And then you got Tyler Grable, the Quan Hardy. I mean, listen, I don't even tell you anything about the Quan Hardy, and then Travis Clayton. It's a late rounder. Okay, so I don't know when you look at this this draft class, fam. I ain't got to tell you much. I don't got to tell you much. You see what it is. So at this point, it is what it is. I got to tell you, we're on vacation. It's no big deal. He has a poop. My man has to go poop. That's his fourth poop today. He's full of it. Anyway, so the reason I'm trying to tell you guys all of this is that, like, fam, when I'm looking at this depth and I'm looking at what we see here, I don't know, man. I don't know. We just better hope that nobody gets hurt for the rest of the year and we're good. Did you hear Coach McDermott just read off a litany of players that are hurt or coming back or still nursing? Fam, I've never seen this many players beat up and hurt in an offseason. I haven't seen that many. That's crazy to me. Holy jump-ins, man. By the way, Mike Hurdle says, yo, 10 freaking picks, Grable might be the best of them. Yo, you fool. I mean, listen, time will tell. Time will tell. So I'm just saying, man, like when I'm looking at this roster and I'm looking at what we need to do, the safety room is glaring. We need to figure that out. Cole Bishop, fam, if there was nothing that you need to hear or know, and I know he knows this, I know that sometimes, and this is the best way I can put it. That game needed to happen for Cole Bishop. That game needed to happen for that whole depth of the defense. Why I say that? Because now you're like, yo, this is the NFL. Although it's preseason, we're trying to take it easy. There is no take it easy. The other guys against you are trying to make this roster as well. They're trying to make this team. So, like, you can't come in here half-assed and think you got your spot. Nah, bro. You better bust your tail. You better bust your tail. You want to say hi?
No, I'm so tired.
She's so tired?
Hi, fam.
She said, what's up? Anyway, it's one of those situations like, fam, like, we're all watching. Bills fans are all watching. We're all watching what Coach McDermott is going to do. The 53-man cut is around the corner. I think it was the 27th of August. That's 7 days from now. I think, is that what I saw? We're the 19th today. So that's 8 days from now. You got to make some changes. The 53-man roster has to be done. So McDermott has a lot to figure out on who's going to remain on this roster, who's going to be brought in. We know that first cuts are going to be happening all over the place. So are we looking to poach somebody else? Who do we got? So this is what I'm talking about here, man. I mean, listen, we made some changes today. I don't know if you guys noticed the changes that we made. Let me try to share my screen real quick. We made some changes. I don't know if you saw it. So we made some cuts. So I'm gonna go back to the defense, but I just want to show the changes that we are making because the cuts. I think it's apropos. The cuts that we're making will be coming soon. But check this out. The Bills today, they went ahead and made some roster moves. So they brought in running back Javion Howard, and I believe the same Javion Howard that they brought in got hurt today. So the man comes in and then gets hurt the same day he comes in trying to make some plays. Bro, what are we, cursed? Like, what's going on with this? What's going on with the medical staff? What's going on with the water in Buffalo? Fam, like, what's happening? Anyway, Javion Howard gets brought in. I believe he's the one that got hurt today. I can't recall, but I have to go back. Grant Dubose. So with all this Gabe Davis, and we're going to get into that in just a moment, all this Gabe Davis hoopla, we brought in Grant Dubose today. So clearly, Brandon Beane ain't happy with that receiver room. So we're going to jump into that receiver room in just a moment, right? Darrington Evans was placed on injured reserve. So much for that. We were thinking, hold on, if James Cook don't make it, what's going to happen? Darrington Evans, injury reserve. You're out of here. To Corey Couch, cut. He didn't have a good. He hasn't had a good camp, and nor did he have a good game. So they say, yo, you got to go. So to Corey Couch out, and Caden Prather waived on injured. Caden Prather was the rookie 7th round draft pick. This is crazy to me. So we go without adding any receivers in this draft, and we wait till the late round, the 7th round draft pick, when we could have had Shane Dolac, the Buffalo star, UB star. Shane Dolac could have been had, and we went ahead and drafted Caden Prather. And God bless Caden Prather. They might bring him back later on. Who knows what they decide to do? But Shane Dolak over there in LA is killing the game. Killing the game. And we went, we should go receiver. We should go receiver. That's where we should go. Sometimes, bro, I'd love to be in the room with Brandon Beane and his people, and you're sitting here going, yo, this defender that's been killing is staring at us right in the face. Nah, go ahead and get that receiver over there. All right, bet. We just come. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's the nature of the business. That's the nature of the business. Not everybody's gonna be able to play. Not everybody's gonna turn into a Stevie Johnson. I get that part. But man, oh man, you got a Shane Dolak that's killing the game, and you had him, and you said, nah, and he was probably on the Bills board. He was probably on the board. That went, where could we go? Where could we develop? Now we're good. Meanwhile, you got Milano in his last year of his deal. Shaq Thompson is on the older end. Does he return next year? Who knows? Joe Andreessen, after that game, you're like, I'm not sure. You got Bernard, Fushio, like, fam, you couldn't bring that brother on? I'm just saying. And I love Dorian Williams. Don't get me wrong. I like Dorian Williams. But fam, come on now. Anyway, so those were the roster moves that the Bills made today. So kudos. All right. Defense. Let me just stick to the defense. We're going to finish off with that. So safety room, we already know we need help with safety room. There's no question about it. I mean, what's there more to talk about? That's something that we need to address. That's something that I know that's keeping McDermott up at night, and we're going to be watching very closely. Who's not going to be watching that? We're going to be watching that very closely on what he does with that safety room. If you go out and you bring Taylor Rapp and you bring out number 3, this guy, you bring this guy out next to Taylor Rapp, bro, you're going to make me have the same feeling and sentiments when Benford went down and Kyrie Elam went in. When Kyrie Elam went in, I was like, all right, it's a wrap. It's over with. It's over with. Let's finish this game so we know what's going on, because we know what the outcome is going to be. And then that's what it was. But here we are, not knowing 2 weeks before week 1, and we still don't know who our safeties are. No, it's not wild. Hold on. Let me bring that back. We are 2 weeks before the season, right? We'll say 2 and change. 2 and change. And we still don't have a starting unit at the safety room. Are you kidding me? We don't even have an idea. We don't even have an idea. We are guessing, and so is Coach McDermott. He's like, one of y'all step up, because I gotta get in front of the mic and talk to these people and give them an answer, because they're gonna ask me. One of y'all step up. Nobody? Shit. Here's an idea. Justin Simmons is still out there. Justin Simmons is still out there, and we ain't pick up the phone to say, hey, man, let me just bring you in. Let me just bring you in and see what you got. We're not even doing that. Dare I even mention Jordan Poyer being out there? Now, I don't even want to even broach that subject, but based on what I'm seeing right now, bro, if we're bringing the whole gang back, we might as well, you know what I'm saying, bring Jordan Poyer back. I mean, I don't condone that. I think I'm done with that. But fam, it's to the point where it's like, the next time I see Brandon Beane, and I know he's got a good head of hair on him, so he's not balding, but I'm probably gonna see a little bit more white in his hair, because I'm sure he's stressed out. Like, this is a big year. Like, I'm sure they understand this is a big year. You can't take this as this is just another year. No. You have a franchise quarterback sitting ready to go, MVP, All-Pro, Pro Bowler. This guy's Mr. NFL right now. And you sitting here bullshitting with that defense. And that's the very unit that gives us issues when we get to the playoffs. That's normally the issue. That's normally the unit that has not allowed us to go ahead and get to the next level. It's always them that let down the offense. Or shall I say, lets down Josh Allen. I don't need to go back. You guys already know the history. You can't take this season lightly. So figure it out in the safety room. Oh, there goes that armchair GM telling the team what to do again. I'm sorry. My time is being spent watching this team every year. Now missing a game, streaming till late nights. You better put a freaking product on the field that we all can enjoy and say, that's my squad. I can't remember the last time that I've been like, this team just seems just not all there. Am I tripping? Doesn't it feel like this team is just we're not well oiled? There's something that just doesn't feel right. We're not well oiled. We're not like prepared to go in it. Like if I saw, let me just tell you something. If I would feel a lot better if we started our first unit. We didn't, first of all, not one time did we get our first unit on the field for preseason. Not once. So there's that imbalance, right? Quarterback Josh never goes in. Then we had the issue with James Cook with his obviously with his contract situation. The receivers were never, on par. The O-line was a mixed match. It was a mixed match bag of just starters and second tiers and third tier. So not once did we have a full unit together. So that's already a mess. And then you look at the defensive side of the ball and you're like, yo, that's a mess right now. We're not even healthy. Like, how many times did you see a full unit go? There's always somebody not always. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. So it just doesn't feel right. But we got 2 weeks to get it right. My man Manuel says, yo, feels like saying get Hard Knocks out of here. What, you guys think it's Hard Knocks? It has everything to do with Hard Knocks? Nah, bro. That's just the nature of the business. I haven't even, you know what? I have no interest in watching Hard Knocks. I really don't. Like everybody's like, oh, it's Tuesday. Let's go watch Hard Knocks. Didn't give a rat's ass about no damn Hard Knocks. Like I saw a clip today, and the clip was, who was the clip on today? Irrelevant. It didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It was just whatever. What was the clip? Now it's bugging me now. It doesn't even matter. I saw a clip and it was just on. But anyway, let me proceed before I piss myself off because this team is annoying me right now. And how am I talking about this team? How am I talking about this team like I am right now? And this is a team that's on the verge of we're on the verge of knocking on the door to go to Super Bowl last year. But I'm sitting here talking. I'm talking about what? I'm talking like we're a bum ass team. Shoot. Come on, fam. My man Mike says, "Yo, right, Rico. Something doesn't feel right. Not well oiled. The injuries, the holes at safety, bro. It just doesn't feel right. If the first unit team went out and they just looked well oiled, it was like bang, 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 7 points on the field. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. First unit defense comes in, 2 stops. They make a stop. They make them punt. Away we go. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't see any of that. We got drought. We got droughted 38-0. And here we are on Hard Knocks watching Trey White going, let me wring out my effing socks. Who gives a rat's ass about that shit? But I guess it's what's made it. It's good for TV. It's good for TV. I'm getting upset. Anyway, let me move on. Let me get Super Chat in here and let me jump into another one. Here, Richie Fresh comes in and says, yo, here's what we need. We need safeties. We need a Bills GM. We're hosting Gabe Davis. It's pathetic. This screams Bean and McDermott rely on Allen too much. Hence, no Super Bowl. I'm gonna hit back that. I'm gonna hit that back because it's very clear. My man JR, what up, JR? 63 months in the building. Yo, listen, if I had my bells and whistles, I'd be showing you some love right now. But you already know it's always love. What up, Rico? I'm a little worried about our safeties. We need to trade at that position. What safety should we trade for? I mean, we don't got to trade for anybody. We have one right now sitting that can come in that would maybe cost $1 or $2 and go ahead and make some things happen. I don't know. Maybe we're just waiting for cuts and then we'll try to figure out who gets cut and who we're going to bring in. But then that's another situation where we have to wait till somebody tries to figure things out, right? I need to get the playbook down. I need to know where the facility is. I need to. Like we need that now. Don't get me started. Anyway, let me keep rolling here. So before we go to the offense side of the ball, the clip was Trey White talking to Mad Max. No, it wasn't that. It was somebody else. I forgot who it was what it was. I can't recall what it was. It was a clip. I can't, you know what I mean? I can't think of it right now. You know what? Let me tell you what it was. It was freaking Ed Oliver riding a stupid horse. I got Betsy. I got Crock Pot. I got Frigidaire. I got Lil Bo Peep. He's naming all the horses. Who gives a rat's ass about what he does? You kidding me? Ed Oliver galloping all over the place. Man, yo, show me what you're doing in the trenches. Get me started on that, man. Anyway, let me woosah. Let me take a sip. Let me take a real sip. You hear me? Shot time. Now we're on it. Like, all right, here we go. Let's keep it pushing. I want to go back to Richie because Richie, I genuinely feel the offense is going to be better than last year. Just can't have the defense end up being the damn Bengals. Man, you ain't lying. And it could very well be that case, man. We keep messing around and keep depending, which goes back to Richie Fresh, depending on 17 too much. Here we go. Josh Allen. He's great. He's not great. He's greatness. Josh Allen is greatness. And if we keep effing around with greatness, we're gonna be watching greatness get so fed up and say, I'm gonna take my greatness somewhere else. But the freaking guy is so loyal to this freaking team and to the city, he's gonna do everything he can to bring a Super Bowl to the city. But we are this coaching staff, as much as they love him, bro, build around this guy. Build around. I get it. You brought back James Cook. I think that was fantastic. I think it was necessary. Josh Palmer, I think they're going to have a great year together. Keon Coleman is coming up in the world. I love to see that. Khalil Shakir, I think Khalil Shakir is a solid slot receiver. I don't think he's ever going to be elite. I think he's just going to be solid and reliable. I think he's just going to be good, right? That's just me. People think they love him like crazy. I think he's just going to be a good inside receiver. I think we jumped the gun a little bit on paying him, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm tripping a little bit, but I just that's my sentiment right now. All right, based on what I'm seeing. And then your O-line, the O-line is legit. It's intact. We did great. Love the fact that we're building the trenches for Josh Allen. But the other side of the football, you don't even have your safeties down pat. You brought in Trey White to come back to the squad. You know what I'm saying? As competing for the number 2 corner. And you know what? You got to let these guys compete. You got that. But when you look at the other side of the football, yet again, we're going to be wondering, where the hell's the pass rush? Did you see a pass rush against the Bears? Not one lick of a pass rush. I do not want to see that mess be uttered again, that the Bills yet again can't get a pass rush, because that's been the issue with the Bills. Lack of pass rush. So I'm hoping that they rectify that, they fix that, and we go from there. Anyway, let me move on from that, because I don't want to stay too much onto the defense side, because I want to get onto the nitty-gritty. The Buffalo Bills are hosting Gabriel Davis. Yes, Gabriel Davis. The Gabriel Davis that that I know, that was once on the Bills, that was a playoff phenom, right? Against the Kansas City Chiefs, 4 TD receptions, was killer. He was the future of the Bills. And then we found us not signing him back and said, yo, go and prosper elsewhere. So he went to Jacksonville. Great spot for him to go. You're thinking he's going to do big things. They give him a $60 million contract, something ridiculous. We knew he wasn't worth that. I damn well knew he wasn't worth that. I'm him too. I'm him. Let me tell you, if you guys don't know about that, there was a segment where I think Diggs must have made a massive play or whatever. He came back on the sideline. He goes, I'm him. I'm him. And you got Gabe Davis saying, I'm him too. Boy, please go sit your ass down somewhere. You ain't him. Get that pronoun off of you. You ain't no him. Anyway, let me continue. So, you stupid Pierre. So, man goes to Jacksonville. I don't know what the heck happened in Jacksonville. I genuinely don't know. I don't know if it was a matter of him getting hurt, or there was buyer's remorse, or they said, what the heck did we do? Did we just get into this free agency frenzy? We overpaid. And they said, this ain't it. Oh, hell no, this ain't it. They let that brother go in year 1. 1 year into free agency, they said, yo, we've seen enough. You got to go. That's early. At least give him a second year. They said, nah, we've seen enough. Bet. He's been a free agent since. The Bills are looking at their receiving room and saying, we don't like it. That's exactly what Brandon Beane is telling us. I respect it, but at the same time, you created this mess. Let me proceed. That's one thing I'd like about Brandon Beane. Brandon Beane will make an error, but he will try his best to fix it and fix it quickly. And right now, Josh Allen has a receiver room that is one injury away from being buns. So you better fix it. So anyway, Gabe Davis is set for a visit with the Buffalo Bills. And I said, we're bringing Gabe Davis back to Buffalo for a visit? To do what exactly? What's he there for? No, can y'all talk to me? I need to get a little closer. Can y'all talk to me? What's he there for? Because the last time I checked, we got Josh Palmer, which is a field stretcher, route runner, and he's a pretty big, decent body. All right. He's probably going to be receiver one. Keon Coleman, 6'4", big body receiver, big dude, improved, developed, and he's matured, all that good stuff. We see good things. Receiver 2. Khalil Shakir, receiver 3. Just got freshly paid. Then you got Curtis Samuel, receiver 4. He's been hurt all freaking camp. He's just starting to get busy now. Receiver 5, Tyrell Shavers. He's earned it. He's developed the last 2 to 3 years. He's earned this spot on the team. That's receiver 5, folks. Receiver 6, Gabe Davis. The last time I checked, the receiver 6 ain't touching the field, and he's a special teamer. Gabe Davis ain't no special teamer, and he's certainly not coming back to be your special teamer. The same way I said that Trey White wasn't returning to be a backup corner. He was coming to compete, and I'm sure that's how they made it. So now I'm looking at Gabe Davis returning. Okay, so he's definitely not touching receivers 1 to 3. And according to our head coach, Sean McDermott, receivers 4, 5, 6 is open. So then I'm like, okay, so let's look at the contracts. What are we looking at here? So we signed Curtis Samuel. Let me refresh you guys. At a 3-year, $24 million deal. He's going into year 2. If we cut him, that's a $12 million dead cap hit. All right. So with the debt, that's a lot of money. I mean, with Stephon Diggs, we had to move on from him because we got something for him. At least we got something for Stephon Diggs. What are we going to get for Curtis Samuel? Unless we can pair him up and throw him somewhere and maybe get Terry McLaurin and we could work something out. I don't know. That could be a play because we owe him too much money to just outright cut him. $12 million and we save 3, so there's a cap hit of 9, bruh. No, you know he's going to stay on the squad unless Bean says I've had enough and I've seen enough. But Josh seems to like his speed, his agility, and all that stuff. Boom. Let's just say he stays on the squad because he's just too expensive to cut. So now you got receiver 5 and 6 with him. Is Gabe Davis going to fit on this team? Where? You're gonna make him eat into Keon Coleman's developing? No. You're gonna put him at the slot receiver position? No. You're gonna put him at the 4 where he's gimmicky. That's where Curtis Samuel comes in. He's a gimmicky guy. You can get him to stretch the field. Maybe. Oh, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't see the fit with what we're trying to do. And if we do bring him in for a visit, that means you're trying to make him part of the rotation. So you're brewing. There's something brewing. Something is brewing. If you bring in Gabe Davis and you're actually willing to sign him, something is brewing, meaning you're moving somebody. And don't get me started on Elijah Moore. Man, do we have high hopes for Elijah Moore, and Elijah Moore is sitting here bullshitting with our time. This guy was running routes in shorts, looking great. Oh, we got something, Elijah Moore. This is the first time I'm playing with a quarterback that knows what he's doing. This, that, and the third. Bruh, why are you not taking advantage of playing with Joshua Allen? Why are you not taking advantage of taking full advantage of playing with a former first round pick and Mitch Trubisky? Man. When you take a look at this receiver room real quick, think about it. One injury and we're thin. Think this out, okay? When Keon got hurt last year, we had to shuffle some things around. It was weird, right? Thank goodness we had a little bit of Amari Cooper. But Amari Cooper was a little off. So at one point, we were dealing with Mac Hollins, Curtis Samuel. You know what I mean? Like, that was our room. Like, that was rough, bro. So now we seem to have something happening, something going, and we're trying to bring back Gabe Davis. If you're going to bring somebody back to run it back, if you will, go call Amari Cooper. At least you know he has separation. And I to this day, I'll say that I refuse to believe that he's washed up scrub. The boy can still play. Just a year before that, he was a Pro Bowler. Don't even give me that. He was a top 100 player. Don't even give me that. So if you're going to go get somebody, you go get Amari Cooper. But I guess it comes down to money because we're broke yet again. We're paying all our guys to return, but we ain't got no dividends to pay. And so we got nothing to show for if somebody goes down. Josh Palmer goes down as Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir in the slot, and then you're gonna put who are you gonna put as the receiver opposite Keon Coleman? This is where Gabe Davis comes in. This is where Elijah Moore comes in, bro. As much as I want to say the receiver room was all right, I'm beginning to think not. And so is Brandon Beane. Brandon Beane is like, yo, I got to start looking. So not only does he have to rectify the safety room, he's got to rectify this receiver room. Golly. My man Kingpin says, yo, Palmer, Coleman, Shakir, Elijah. He still got Elijah on the squad. Okay. Samuel, Shavers. He says that's Shavers is a solid group. So injuries happen. Shakir goes down. We know sometimes Shakir, you know what I mean? He has some issues here and there. Elijah Moore hasn't shown us anything. Not a thing. So like LaVisca? Are we going LaVisca Chenault? Are we going Wilkerson? Man. And I get it. Not everybody is balling with receivers out there. So like it's not like you're sitting at the Cincinnati Bengals. We got T. Higgins and you got Jamar Chase. I get that part. You know what I mean? Not everybody's sitting here with a CeeDee Lamb and a George Pickens. I mean, not everybody's sitting like that. Not everybody's sitting pretty. But I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Josh Allen is way too damn good and way too damn great for us to be wasting his time with guys that can't get it done. That's why when we went and got Stephon Diggs, at least you knew Stephon Diggs had the burning desire to be great. The burning desire to be great. Where's the burning desire on that receiver room? Yet to be seen. But I haven't seen that alpha receiver come out and that has that burning desire. Because that's what you need. Take a look around the league with the top flight receivers with the desire that they have to be freaking amazing. You go to that receiver room in LA. You got Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. These guys are going to do dangerous things. Dangerous things. There's potential. And I think Josh Palmer and my man Josh will be great. Josh Allen will be great. I'm hoping that it comes in and does it. It's tough for a first-year receiver coming in and trying to learn, but you've been here all offseason. Let's roll. Golly, but bringing in Gabe Davis, yo, save it. Send him to Pittsburgh and let Pittsburgh deal with that. I'm good. I'm good on Gabe. No disrespect. No disrespect, but I'm good on Gabe. And let's keep it. You know what? Thank you for bringing that up, Pierre. Thank you for bringing it up. I'm so glad you brought this up. Kincaid. What was I watching today? I was watching something. They were talking on tight ends, okay? And the evolution of tight ends and what they've become and so on and so forth. And one of the guys said something to me that stood out. I said, tight ends these days, if you want a genuine good tight end, that tight end has to be able to not only obviously run routes and do this business, but the reason he stays on the field is because he's able to inline block. If you can't inline block, what good are you? We might as well put a fourth receiver on the field. Then I was like, oof. And I know we brought this brother on to be a difference maker, a mismatch, if you will. But you're not fooling anybody if you can't get in an inline block and do what you got to do. And I'm not saying that brother can't, right? But I'd love to see a lot more from him. I need to see a lot more from Kincaid. This works if Kincaid does his gig. I was playing Madden. I just picked up Madden. By the way, if you want to add me, go ahead and add me, BIGGWOOD. Go ahead and add me in PS5. Anyway, I was playing Madden. I threw the ball to this brother 3 times. All 3 drops. Although he had he bailed me out a couple plays. This brother, they got him dropping footballs in the game. And I'm like, but this is a big year for Kincaid and Josh. That connection has to be big, because if we can exploit defenses and get him rolling and find a niche for him, this whole offense, like Pierre said, can be just as good as last year, if not better. But fam, that is an X factor. That is someone that we all will be paying attention to see how they do, because we need him to step up heavily for our guy Josh. I'm just telling you, man, because Josh is too damn good. I think we don't take him for granted, because I know we're better than that. But we have such a damn good quarterback. It's been so long since we've had a good quarterback, and I just hope that these coaches don't sit here and take it for granted. And then, which brings me to my last point. I'm done with Gabe Davis, right? Which brings me to my last point. Sean McDermott. Shawnee McDermott. You guys all know I'm a big fan of Sean McDermott. I like him. I'm a fan of the man, Sean McDermott. I like what he's done with his team. I like the fact that he's respected on this team. I like the fact that he's respected around the league. He's a good coach. He's one of the best coaches in the game. Look at the record, and look what he's been able to do. His track record, it shows. But then I'm looking at this year, and I'm looking at what needs to be taken, what steps need to be taken, and what needs to happen, and all the things that are in our way of winning a championship. The AFC is tough as ever. It's like you feel like you got all the freaking tough quarterbacks are in the AFC. That's what it feels like, right? You got to go up against Herbert. You got to go against Lamar. You got to go against Joe Burrow. You got to go against Pat Mahomes. Now you got Geno Smith. You got to go. Geno Smith is nice. I don't care what anybody tells me. You got Geno. You got Bo Nix. You got to deal with Bo Nix. Who else am I missing? That's the 6 quarterbacks. I feel like I'm missing another quarterback in the AFC. Drake May. We'll see what Drake May brings to the table. You know what I'm saying? I'm not quite sold on Drake May just yet. And then you got Aaron Rodgers. That's 7. You got Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh. You feel me? So that's 7 quarterbacks that you got to deal with. And I'm probably missing one. That's so blatantly clear. Okay. You got all that you got to deal with. It's Shador Sanders. No Shador. Just they're dogging Shador over there. But I'm just saying, there's so much that we got to deal with. These other guys that are trying to win this whole freaking thing. And you got Coach McDermott, that just CJ Stroud. Thank you very much. That's 8. I knew I was missing somebody. CJ Stroud. You got Cam Ward. Cam Ward can be something. We'll see all that plays out. So like, there's a lot of guys that in the AFC that's ready to go. So then in comes McDermott, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, yo, McDermott keeps having great success with his team, winning the division, and you know what I'm saying, and having this team ready to go, and they're wild card game winning it. I mean, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What's it gonna take for McDermott to get over the hump? Like, what's it gonna take? And I'm sure he's asking himself the question as well. But that's not where I want to go here. What's it gonna take for him, for people or Pagula to say, I've seen enough? Does it have to get to where, God forbid, something happens to one of our key players and that derails our season, and we go 500 or less, and that's when they say, okay, he's got to go. Is that what's going to take? Because if he continues to keep having these good seasons, but yet not producing and losing to the same team every single time, 4 straight times, is it going to take a fifth? Is that what it's going to take? A fifth time for them to say, okay, you know what? You just don't have it. What the heck is it going to take for this guy to get over the hump? And if he doesn't get over the hump, what are you doing with him? Are we just going to continue this cycle of great season success, get to the playoffs, falter? Season success, playoffs, falter. It continues. At what point does somebody say, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right? Wait a minute, I've seen this dance before. Wait a minute, I don't like this dance. Who makes that decision? Who's going to do it? It was already weird when he got hired and said, who do you report to? Oh, I report to Pegula. Wait a minute, you don't report to the GM? No. The GM reports to report. We both report to Pegula separately. What? Usually the GM is the one that kind of figures out what's going to take place with the head coach. So now you got 2 separate cats dealing with the owner of the team. So like when a decision needs to be made, who's making the decision? Pegula's gonna make the decision. Well, he's gonna let both of y'all go? Are you guys a package? I'm curious about this. Like what takes place with that? Somebody reminded me that he doesn't report to Brandon Beane. I was like, that's right. He made it clear. So like if shit hits the fan, is Pegula the one that's going to be able to do that? Because all I hear is y'all telling me he ain't shit and he ain't this and Pegula this and Pegula that, negative things I hear because of the Sabres. So what's this dynamic? I don't understand this dynamic. This dynamic is very bizarre to me because how do you hold somebody accountable? Who's holding who accountable? I just can't see Pegula holding McDermott accountable. I need you to come into my office. We need to talk. Like Jerry Jones, he will hold you accountable. This guy damn near if he wanted to coach, he'd coach himself. But who holds it? I can't see him holding those 2 guys accountable. So like at what point do we what happens? Does Josh have to say no mass? Something needs to go. Does Josh have to go to Pegula and say, yo, this ain't working? Josh ain't gonna do that. So very bizarre, very weird. So like, do we just go with it as fans and just go with the flow? Or do the fans have to revolt and say, yo, man, we've seen this dance too many times, bro. Somebody's gotta go. Bro, that's gonna be something. Pierre says, no, chat. Pegula is an amazing football owner. Don't bring that Sabres-ish over here. I'm just saying, man. I love the fact that Pegula allows these 2 to do their thing, but when it's time to hold these guys accountable, is Pegula really doing that? I don't know. From the outside looking in, it looks like these guys are just running the show, man. It's just McDermott and Pegula, is McDermott and Beane. Boom. But none of them report to each other. They report to Pegula. They talk a lot, but if like who holds which, it's a weird dynamic. So this is a big year. This is a very big year for McDermott and Beane. McDermott and Beane equally. Y'all gotta, it's. I know people don't like to hear about Super Bowl or bust, but come on, man, it's Super Bowl or bust. It's Super Bowl or bust. And if you buzz, what then? What is Pegula going to do? Now Pegula has to make a decision. So who do you move on from? Obviously, you're going to move on from the coach. So now you're going to give Brandon Beane the green light to go get the coach? I'm racking my brain. It's annoying me. It's irritating me thinking about this stuff. Richie Fresh comes in and says, it's mind-boggling. Eagles win Super Bowls with Foles. Foles had no problem firing Peterson. Rebuilt, and Eagles just won again. How long are we married to McDermott? And that's a fair mother effing question. Some guys just got it, and some guys just don't. Period. Oh, by the way, maybe they report to Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady. You know what I mean? Throw me in there. You know what I mean? Report to me. Like, what? It's just weird, man. But real talk. Doug Peterson takes these boys to the Super Bowl, and they said, you got to go. You ain't performing. They almost fired Sirianni. Sirianni's name was all over the place. Yo, they're going to let this guy go. And then Sirianni's like, oh, shit, I'm sitting on the hot seat. Super Bowl win. Woof. I'm cool now. Bro, there's some guys that just got it, and some guys just know it, and some guys do not. And I'm leaning now because we've been doing this, 8 years? Damn near a decade? There comes a time when you're like, fam, shit or get off the pot. Shit or get off the pot. Rico, Kebby wants to know where you got that hoodie. Listen, to be honest with you, let me tell you where I got this hoodie. There's a mall. What is it? What is it called? I don't even know what the mall is called. It was some mall that just sells these. It's a Canadian store, by the way, so I don't know what it is. So I was in the mall, and one store was selling all these sports gear, but it's not a sports store. They just happen to have these type of things. And I saw this, I was like, what? Shocker. So I got myself one, I got the kids one, and we kept it pushing. But I can't tell you what store it was because Aeropostale, that's what it's called. The store is called Aeropostale. Is it Aeropostale? I think that's what it was. Weird. So that's where I got it. It's nice. It's like it's got the fuzzy bills. And this one's just like the embroidered thing, and you call it a day. Appreciate that. Thank you, Pierre. Pierre's like, yo, Kebby has Mr. Rico, Kebby has a question for you. Gotcha. Anyway, let me slow this down before I get out of here. I'm paying attention to my man McDermott, everything he freaking does. I'm gonna be on his ass, and I'm a big fan of McDermott. When y'all were asking this guy to be fired after 13 seconds and that, I was like, nah, bro, nah, that's the dude, man. That's the guy. That's the guy I want winning a Super Bowl with this team, and I still do to this day. I want him to. I want him to win with this team, but you can't have it all. You can't have it all. You can't have it all. So at the end of the day, what has to happen here is you got to win it or move the F out the way and let a young coach come in or do something, bro. Because, like, I'm going to tell you right now, next year, if the offense does what they're supposed to do, guess who's gone? Joe Brady. Joe Brady's out of here. Joe Brady is gone. He will be poached up for a head coaching situation. And now I don't know who y'all going to bring in to kind of take over and be the next guy. Okay, that's number one. Then what do you do with McDermott? Like, you'd have to shake the whole roster up. You would have to. Wouldn't you not? Pains me to even think about it. But anyways, that's the offseason. I feel like I'm being too overly negative, or shall I say critical. But that's just who I've always been as a Bills fan. I'm always critical. I'm always looking. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say going against the grain, but I don't go with the flow of everybody just love the team and we're going to be all right. It's just preseason. Don't worry about it. No, not ever. I'm always looking. I'm always critical. I'm always like looking to see like, yo, where can we be better? And right now it's absolutely staring us in the face where we have some issues. And if we don't rectify these issues now, boy, Bills, you think Bills Mafia is nice and they're the best fans in the world, they could be the nastiest fans in the world as well. The nastiest. So be ready for that. Be ready for that. My man P Money says, yo, I absolutely hate that McDermott doesn't call the plays. I didn't know Pierre felt that way. He's constantly allowing his DCs to fold in the playoffs, shaking my head. He's definitely on the hot seat. Listen, if people don't think that McDermott's on the hot seat, give your head a shake. He is absolutely on the hot seat. Don't be listening to all this other crap from all these other people talking about, nah, man, he's one of the best coaches in the game, and why would he be on the hot seat? These guys have won 5 straight divisions. 17. You know what I'm talking about? Number 17 is why we doing all of this. Let me tell you something. My brother is a Dallas Cowboy fan, and to this day, he can't stand McDermott. He doesn't think McDermott is a good coach. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I started drinking the Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what do you mean? 5 straight division champions and blah, 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 right? He goes, he made one decision that I was like, as a football fan, I was like, what are you doing? Let's go back to Buffalo Bills v. the Chargers when Nate Peterman went in that game. Was it the Nate Peterman game? Yeah, Nate Peterman goes to that game, throws 5 picks, right? Remember that game? I do. I do very well, okay? But I think Tyrod Taylor started the game. Was it Tyrod at the time? I'm trying to remember if I'm remembering this right. Tyrod started the game, and then they put in, and I'm trying to, my memory's hazy. If you guys remember, let me know. And then he goes, nah, you got to get out. Peterman, you're in. Or was Peterman started the game? And Peterman was so atrocious, then they put in Tyrod back in the game. He goes, when he did that, he lost me. Decision making, poor. This guy's not a good coach. You think he's a good coach, but he's not. Who's saving you is number 17. And he's held on to that to this day. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, that was kind of bizarre that he's like, yo, Nate Peterman's going to be starting the game. I was happy as shit because I was like, we just need something different from Tyrod. Because I remember Tyrod that year was just not he wasn't pulling the trigger. Like he was just tentative. He was just like, he wasn't, you know what I mean, taking the shots he needed to. So, and I saw it. So then Mans went, Peterman, you're in. Peterman was not the better quarterback. But I guess McDermott was trying some things and making it seem like, you know what I mean? That's the guy I drafted in the 5th round. So we're going to get that cracking. That didn't work out. So he went yin yang, yo-yo, right? Peterman in. Nope. Peterman out. Tyrod back in. And he had to learn that way. But that was a poor decision. And for that, my friend, I'll tell you right now, that has stuck with my brother. And he's like, yo, that guy ain't a coach. I don't know why he's still coaching for y'all. Y'all should have got rid of him a long time ago. I was like, could he have been onto something? We'll see. My man, what's up, Debbie? Debbie says, Richie, the Eagles scenario is an anomaly and not the majority. I think you guys are talking there. Rico, some of us tell you this after every season. Disappointment. I hear it all the time, and I'm always the one saying, oh, come on, guys, it's because. But yo, I was already on the you need to get your shit together or you're gone. Last year, you guys remember I was saying, I love McDermott, but if he doesn't get it done, if he loses to the team the 4th straight time, he's out of here. But before the season, they signed him to an extension. So I was like, looks like they're keeping this guy for a while. But I was already on it. If we lose to the same team 4 straight times, I'm out of here. Yo, he's got to go. And that's exactly what happened. 4 straight to the Kansas City Chiefs, to the same team, and this was the time that we were evenly matched, if not a better team. The roster was better. We were playing better. This was a game that we should have won. Nope. Still find ways to lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. At what point are you like, we ain't going to do it a 5th time? Well, we got another opportunity to do it a 5th time. Andy Reid has owned McDermott in the playoffs. When it's time for men to strap up and get ready to go, Andy Reid has won. So listen, man, McDermott's got a long way to go. He's got it's Super Bowl or bust, bro. And I honestly, if this year goes by and we do diddly squat and we don't get it, he's got to go in. If they bring McDermott back, and if after a failed season, and I'm talking about terrible, if we don't make the Super Bowl, that's what it is. He's got to go. He's got to go. And I like McDermott. If you don't make the Super Bowl, and if Pagula's like, no, we're going to bring him back. All right. Then I'm like, yo, the fans got to say, yo, petition change.org. Something's going to take place, because that'll be wild if you allow this guy to come back again. It's crazy. And you got John Gruden sitting out there ready, a passionate coach that don't take no shit from nobody. That's the type of coach probably that Josh Allen needs. One that is fiery and gets on his ass and makes shit get done. That's neither here nor there, because we got to deal with this, and we're 2.5 weeks away from a damn season. So I can't get into this negative bag. But it's a real bag. It's not negative, it's a real bag. So that means what I'm saying is get it done, McDermott. Get it freaking done. My man Walter says, yo, McDermott is an anomaly. You have the most productive postseason QB in the Super Bowl era, the only QB to top 20 in all-time postseason total TDs and not make a Super Bowl appearance. That is an anomaly. Well, I don't want the anomaly anymore. Move on. Listen, no more anomalies. No more. I'm done. All right, let's not continue this anomaly. I'm done with it. You got a damn good quarterback. Get somebody that can get him over the hump. Simple as that. Simple as that. Simple as that. Let me take a couple more questions and I'm gonna get out of here. Wifey's probably like, "Yo, would you get out of here? I'm trying to put your son down. Can't even sleep." Rico just did a 180 on McDermott. No, man, I've been on that. Like, I still am a big fan of. Excuse me, I'm still a big fan of McDermott. I like McDermott as a man. I like him as a coach. But like, results are results, man. You know what it is. I've been part of in life where if I was not producing, you had to be told. You had to be told. You're not doing the job, kid. It's a wrap. We're gonna go in a different direction. Shit. Humbling, very humbling. But man, can't have that. That's tough. That's tough to do. Tough to do. I am Bruce says, yo, in his defense, Josh did have that first down and the refs took it away. Refs took it away. I mean, here's another thing too. Let's keep it a buck. We were going for those 4th and inches and 4th and ones, the same exact. Josh was going to the same direction. It was the defense didn't have to do much. This is where they're going. They're going right behind Deion Dawkins. So let's go. Nah, man, that's crazy. If you're a coach, you'd be like, yo, quit going to the same place, man. Change it up a little bit. Like they're onto you. I mean, listen, I ain't the coach, so I ain't gonna get into there, but I get that part. There were some things that happened in that game, but then that's execution. It comes down to execution. And that was always my defense in McDermott. He can't be out there tackling and making the calls and doing the plays and making the plays. He can't be out there doing it. However, he's got to get the right guys out there to do it. And we keep falling short every freaking time. And when I look at what we have right now, how we're going into the season, the safety room is in shambles. We don't know what's going on over there. The receiver room, they're trying to bring in Gabe Davis. I don't know if it's supposed to scare Elijah Moore. This is my prediction, excuse me. And I'm going to put a prediction show either myself or with Zebot whenever we get a chance to get back together again because I'm on vacay. But it's the top 3: Palmer, Keon, Shakir. I don't think they're going to move on from Curtis Samuel. Something tells me money is something, unless they have somebody coming in and replacing him. Curtis Samuel remains on the team. That's 4. 5, Shavers. 6, I guess it's got to be Elijah Moore, but he has done diddly effing squat. So I could totally see them going and waiting for somebody else to get cut somewhere and bringing that person on. I don't know if Elijah Moore has done enough and impressed enough. This guy's done diddly squat all freaking camp. Not a whole lot. Man, it's like, come on, man. Like, all that mini camp is over with, man. Training camp, pads are on. Show me something. Nothing. So we'll see, man. So default number 6 receiver is probably going to be Elijah Moore, but I could totally see, obviously, them bringing in Dubose. You got Wilkerson that's making some noise, and then now they're bringing in Gabe Davis for a visit. They're not settled. And maybe they might be looking for somebody to step up, and whoever gets cut. These cuts are coming soon. The 27th, very shortly. These cuts are coming soon, down to 53. So we're going to see some changes happening quickly. So anyway, we go from there. So do I have any other questions coming in? If I do, let me scroll on up. But if it's all the same, then I'm going to bid you adieu. I'm going to bid you guys a good night. And we will do this again. Well, I'm on vacation, so I'm not going to see you guys Friday. So hopefully I'm back Tuesday. And then I'm off again. Then we're off to another spot with the family. I'm trying to get in as much as possible before it starts to get really chilly out with the kids, right? So now I got to take full advantage. So let me get out of here. Who said Randy? What's up, Randy? Randy says Rico doesn't be owed on the radio personality. Hold on. Am I reading that right? Rico doesn't because the radio personalities and the fans I see. Rico doesn't owe the radio personalities and the fans an apology for sniping at them after he drafted only wide receiver who was already cut. He obviously could have drafted a receiver better. Listen, drafted a guy just to cut him. We had ample opportunities to fill the safety position. We never did it. We had ample opportunity to fill the position late in the draft. We didn't do it. We had a linebacker that's doing extremely well with the Rams. We could have drafted. We didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, listen, man, it's just what it is. It's just what it is. So we will go from there. All right, you listen, folks. I'll spend my time here. I'm gonna bid you guys a good night. I will see you guys. I hope the audio was all right because I don't have my mic. I don't got nothing with me. So, and I'm sitting here in a cottage and we're having a good time. So, folks, enjoy your day. If there's any news that breaks tomorrow, maybe your boy will just pop on the old lap and then we'll get it cracking. But until then, you guys have yourself a fantastic evening. And let me get my outro music going. And we'll catch you guys again. Do me a favor before you leave. Do me a favor. Smash that like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And we'll get together again another time. Y'all have a great evening. And we'll catch you guys on the flip, man. Y'all have a good night. Peace.